Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is October the 3rd, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Let's see, work went well. Went to the gym, that went well. Overall, a solid Thursday. Y'all know it's my favorite day of the week, so I'm glad everything went to plan. Also, speaking of things going to plan, I'm pretty sure, knock on wood, that my money plans, my money schemes and plots have all kind of come together. My little money machinations, if you will. So I think I'm going to be okay for the time being. So clap it up. Isaiah made it through another day. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Is there really much to really report in on my personal life and times? Nah, not really. Yeah, you're here every day. So today was good. It was solid. Just another day in the life. Let's see here. Actually, I really just want to kind of just get into it. So let's go ahead and do our startup and we'll go ahead and get into some news. Sometimes I'm just frisky. Sometimes I'm just ready to go. I will say, we got to get through the hardest story for me, probably. We have a verdict on the Tyree Nichols case. I believe 5 cops in total were on trial for this shit. Excuse me. From CNN. 3 officers convicted of witness tampering in Tyree Nichols' fatal beating, but acquitted of most serious charge. So when I first heard this story today, I was actually kind of happy because I heard that there was going to be a conviction. First off, fucking ACAB, bro. Fuck the police, bro. Fuck them. I'm so over it. Fuck this whole goddamn system that protects these motherfuckers, which we're going to get into, just in this case in particular. But when I first heard this, I was like, okay, there's a guilty verdict for all these motherfuckers. Good. They're going to go to fucking jail. That's awesome. And I immediately thought, yeah, they're going to go to jail, rot, whatever, yada. But then I realized, Isaiah, why don't you wait? Why don't you hold and read the shit? Let's get into it, right? And then see what it is. And of course, it led to disappointment. But 3 former Memphis police officers were convicted Thursday in the 2023 fatal beating of Tyree Nichols, but were acquitted of the harshest charges they faced for a death that sparked national protests and calls for broad changes in policing. Jurors deliberated for about 6 hours before coming back with the mixed verdict for Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith. All were convicted of witness tampering related to the cover-up of the beating, but Bean and Smith were acquitted of civil rights charges. Haley was acquitted of violating Nichols' civil rights causing death, but convicted of the lesser charge of violating his civil rights causing bodily harm. That made me want to come out of my fucking skin, by the way, because it boggles the mind. The acts of these officers killed this man. There's a cause and effect here. And literally, the system is saying, you know what? No, not really, though. We're just gonna, they just look past it. It is insane to me. There is no other conclusion to draw here. And, I get it. I guess I should be mad at the jury or what have you. But it's insane to me. It does not make sense to me at all that you do not run these motherfuckers all the way up for the shit that they did to this man. Let me kind of run it back a bit. They essentially pull Tyrese Nichols over for a traffic stop. He runs. And I know there's some fucking vile motherfuckers who've heard shit like this. I've covered stories like this before. And they go, well, he was doing something wrong and he ran away. So I guess he deserves to get executed Judge Dredd style? No, actually, fuck that. Judge Dredd would be a mercy compared to what these dudes did to Tyree Nichols. They beat him mercilessly. There was a gaggle of these fucking cops. They all just doom. Essentially doing what? A run tax? So they call it? That is insane. sadly, the best thing that has really come out of this is that the Scorpion unit, the group of these guys that were just more or less running around Memphis, just busting people, doing whatever the fuck they wanted, just being like, not even 007. That's not even like the right term for it. These guys were just bruisers, beaters. And these are these are the people they're supposed to be serving and protecting. And essentially they're trying to turn fucking minor traffic violations into literally like what happened to Tyre Nichols. And this is not the only time it's happened. Just the biggest case that came out of this specific unit fucking around in Memphis. Let me read a little bit further. The judge ordered all 3 officers to be taken into custody. He planned to hold a hearing Monday to hear from the defense lawyers about releasing them pending sentencing. Once again, my blood is boiling. Why? Why do these guys get a chance to get some fucking fresh air? They are literally all convicted for at least a crime, and you're acting like it's small potatoes. And it just I'm already thinking of the Elijah McClain story we covered, earlier, about a month or so ago. Like, I'm just like, yeah, these guys are supposed to get, I think, possible sentences up to 20 years in prison. Let's see, the civil rights charge against Haley comes with 10 years in prison. So it's like, essentially, they're getting like a fraction of what they should be getting for like a max out situation for like these civil rights violations and the murder of a man, goddammit. But like, okay, so they're probably going to get out with some good behavior. But like I said, dude, I don't know if the judge is going to be like, you know what? I think we made our point here. I think you guys are going to be good to go. Like, once again, and this is where I say, fuck these cops, fuck the judges, fuck all this shit, dude. It just makes me so fucking mad. It makes me so fucking upset. Like, you had to get them for something, so you got them for the least thing you could get them for. Which, don't get me wrong, it's fucked up. What they did was essentially going out of their way to cover it up. Like, going up to his mother saying, like, hey, do you know if he was, like, drunk or, like, on drugs or something? Because he was, like, really strong. He was, like, so strong. He, like, took so much of us to, like, run him down and beat him to death. It was crazy. It was, like, Mortal Kombat for us. Like, they were running fucking just cover up over cover up, subterfuge to just literally cover their own fucking asses. It's insane. It's fucking insane. But I guess this is the best we can get. When you talk to the prosecutors, they're like, hey, I'm happy that they're at least all going to go to jail. Yeah, but for how long, Mr. Prosecutor? I'm sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? I get very passionate about this shit because y'all know I've cried tears over this fucking shit. And to get this limp dick, flaccid ass fucking verdict is insane to me. It's fucking insane to me. And it'll always be insane. It always will. Like, I have to take solace in the fact that it's like, yeah, at least they get some time. At least you send the message. So yeah, it's something. It's something, man. Like, I guess very bittersweet for me. I'm sure for the families, people involved in this shit. He was literally beaten on the street where his mom was, and he was crying out for his mom, dude. These motherfuckers were taking turns molly-whopping this man to death. He died in a hospital bed. But for some reason, that's not enough for people to realize that he died because of the fucking cops, dude. This is a dumbass anecdotal story. I was initially not going to share it, but I'm just in the mood to. I was literally walking last night, right? And I'm just walking, and I get it. It's late. And I say late, it's 9 o'clock. Not even 9 o'clock. 8:55. I'm walking down the fucking street, and this cop goes by, and he flashes his, like, side high beams. And I'm like, I'm texting, right? I'm just doing my fucking shit, and I realize, like, he's doing this because he sees me walking down the street right now. And then I also realized then right behind him is another cop. And I have that flash of fear. I'm like, am I going to get fucked with tonight, dude? Like, and at this point I have both my headphones in. I'm just trying to walk. I'm just trying to fucking do my shit. And this is the shit that crosses your mind, right? Especially as a fucking black man. That they're just going to fucking waste my shit because they fucking can, dude. Because that's all these motherfuckers give a shit about is just whatever the fuck they want in the moment. Or making some kind of quota, or doing some fucking kind of thing, but it's damn sure not protecting and serving us. So, and when I say us, yes, I mean black people in general, but it's also anyone and everyone. At the end of the day, these guys feel like they do have the license to kill and do whatever the fuck they want. And what does it show? There's 2 cops in this situation. I'm in just riff mode, and then I'm gonna get the fuck off of this, because obviously I'm very upset. But, like, there was 2 cops that do take a plea deal. they essentially get more time than the people who were found guilty. How does that make any fucking sense in this matter? Thank God at least that these motherfuckers had at least a semblance of fear. I don't want to say a conscience, because I don't think it was a conscience. They just had logic thinking, oh my God, I'm on camera. I'm on a street camera beating a man to death. There's no way I get away with this. But what does this show? It shows that, like, kind of, maybe you can. You kind of took more time just to actually, turn on your guys. Now I bet you feel like an asshole. You shouldn't have just maybe not even done that. That's essentially what the system is showing us today. So I'm really livid. I went from being like, okay, cool, a little bit of justice served, we can move on. And then I got into the details of this shit, and I'm just clutching my chair, dude. So I'm already going longer on this than I really wanted to, but and I'm not giving it justice as always. The shit that they did was just insane. To Nichols, then to his, like, the whole situation, just to once again cover their tracks, at least attempt to. It's insane to me. So once again, fucking ACAB, fuck them, fuck the system too. Anyway, let's move on. Actually, we got some good news. I did this on purpose. And you know what? I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna break early. I need it. I wanted to just get through this hurdle because I knew that was gonna be rough for me, y'all. Y'all know that trial. I couldn't cover it. I couldn't go through like the blow by blow. I really don't try to do that, period. But like I was like, let me just wait for the verdict because this shit's gonna be heavy to me. So, and sure enough. All right. Sorry, I hit the mic. I'm so sorry. Mea culpa. From CNN. Striking port workers to return to work Friday as negotiators reach an agreement on wages. So we're going to call this some good news. I will say, just once again, getting anecdotal. Had a couple of friends, at least one friend, hit me up. He was working at a warehouse. And essentially he's like, dog, this shit is so fucked. We do not have toilet paper. And that really put into perspective what the fuck was happening because of the strike, because of the longshoremen essentially saying, hey, we're fighting for, once again, better pay. We're fighting to make sure that we don't have to deal with automatons of replacing us or any kind of shit like that. So yeah, we're not going to fucking hit these docks. We're not going to fucking pick up these loads. And pause. But essentially they they enacted the strike from Maine to Texas, and the ripple effects were pretty instantaneous, pretty immediate. And, obviously it's a bummer for my fucking homie. I don't want him to run out of TP. Like, goddamn, that sucks. But it is one of those things where it's like, hey, this is a prime example of how you are bleeding out money. You are bleeding out image. This is not good. You don't want this in a post-COVID world where we've already had to deal with supply chain issues, yada, yada, yada. Maybe you should make this work for us. So essentially they have reached, I want to say, a tentative deal. I don't know if they're really going to get, if they've gotten everything that they wanted. It seems like they got at least, a wages increase. But once again, I know it's not just about the wages. And it also it's tentative in the sense of it's got to go to a vote and stuff like that. I don't think this is going to get fully resolved until next year. I'm not entirely sure, but let's go ahead and just read a little bit. Striking members of the International Longshoremen's Association, or the ILA, will be back to work at the ports on Friday. The union announced Thursday evening. As the union and the management group representing shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities have reached a tentative deal on wages. The agreement on wages amounts to a $4 per hour raise for each year of the 6-year contract, a source with knowledge of the negotiations told CNN. That amounts to a first-year raise of just over 10% of the current contract's top pay of $39 per hour. With the 5 subsequent pay hikes, it would raise wages by 62% over the life of the contract. The union agreed to extend the contract it had with the United States Maritime Alliance, the management group known as the USMX, which represents shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities. That deal, which had expired at the end of Monday, will be now extended until January 15th and have the union members back on the job while the final details are worked out in a full agreement that is ratified by the rank and file. So it has to go to a vote. passes that vote, then things are probably going to be good to go. Things are going to be clear. I didn't get anything out of reading this in terms of like the automation part, like whether or not that was something that was a compromise, if so, on which side, So I'm not sure. If I get any more information on this, I will definitely be back to talk about it. But let's clap it up. Like I said, this is fucking good news. I think it's very frustrating that the longshoremen, that the union was like being villainized, that like the onus was being put on them. I even saw the ILA president, Harold Daggett, like come up in like the New York Post for like, look at his extravagant mansion, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bro, I don't care how much this guy is making if he's doing the fucking right job for the fucking union at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it's on the company to pay that man, or to pay the union, to pay out these people at the end of the day. Like, that's important. And not just, once again, it's not just about the money. It's not just about the paying out. It is about making sure that the workers' needs and worries are met, that they are assuaged. You know what I mean? Like, that is very key. It's very fucking important. And to just try to brush that off and try to make it about something else is very dastardly to me. It's very evil. So once again, I'm glad. Oh, and here's another thing. This would not be an issue, period, on the longshoremen doing the strike, if not for hoarding. That is a key fucking word that no one really says in these kind of things. When oh man, I went to the store and there's no more toilet paper. Like, I'm glad I have some fucking smart friends on my feed being like, why the fuck are you guys going out of your way to like double, triple stock on toilet paper because you read the news today? Stop. Just fucking chill the fuck out. But sadly, this is lizard brain human behavior. I hate to say it, but it's just the facts of life. Sadly, people, if the wind changes, they're like, I should be prepared. I mean, this is why I really don't like doomers at the end of the day. I'm getting sidetracked here, but like the whole doom prepper thing is that to the epitome. And like, you're now not just hoarding, you're now changing your mindset to be like, I need to be thinking in like defense and offense against my fellow neighbor, against my fellow human being. And it's like, my brother, sister in Christ, nothing has happened to you yet. You are fine. You should just maybe, I don't know, budget for the weeks, budget for the months, the years to come in a normal way. Don't get fucking weird about this. Please don't build your underground bunker quite yet, because you're going to be wasting a lot of time and a lot of money. And it sounds like you have a cool family. I wouldn't want to give them trauma for no reason, but, I know preppers don't really listen to me. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But like I said, let's not, get in the weeds over some good news in my fucking weird ass fucking rants. Let's get into a little true crime with it. I say true crime, kind of got to the bottom of this quick fast, but there is another story after this that is true crime related. So yeah, I just wanted to get into some news that I found, maybe not as major as some of the other news that I've been covering, but like I said, I really hadn't covered true crime in a bit, I feel like. So I was like, let me get back into that. From Newsweek, who is Adriana Vieira? OnlyFans model found dead after partying on yacht. Now, I do like this headline more. I feel like a lot of the other headlines are very misleading in the sense of like, OnlyFans model dies on super yacht with mysterious rapper. And I'm like, that's like, and then when you get into what happened, at least what we know now, like, that's not what really happened. Like, I mean, maybe there is a rapper we don't know about, because you did have like rapper friends, and then, one of them owns this yacht. She's partied with rappers before. Who fucking cares? At the end of the day, it doesn't, like, it's literally been ruled as not a murder. And like, I feel like they do that to arc up and make it like, oh, was she murdered? Who did it? Who's this rapper? And it's like, stop. Like, that's, I don't like that. Anyway, let's read. An OnlyFans model drowned in the waters off the key of, I'm getting this wrong, Biscayne in Miami after partying on a chartered yacht. Ariana Vieira, 31, jumped into the water near the Rickenbacker Causeway on September 21st and never resurfaced. The City of Miami Police Department confirmed to Newsweek. Emergency crews responded to the scene around 8:30. Excuse me. Vieira's body was found a short time later and taken to Ryder Trauma Center in Miami, where she was pronounced dead. Scroll ahead here. The Miami-Dade medical examiner Department states in an investigation report obtained by Newsweek that Vieira was part of a group that chartered a boat and anchored it offshore in the middle of the sea on the day of her death. The group enjoyed food and alcoholic beverages. One of the patrons spotted jellyfish in the water and warned those who were in the water to get out. The decedent, there you go. I can say words, opted to stay in the water. She did several flips in the water, then dove underneath the surface head first. She never resurfaced. The autopsy report states her cause of death is drowning and the manner of death is an accident. And that's very key. Because once again, once you read that line, you go, well, what's the mysticism for? I mean, sure, I guess if you're a curious Kelly or whatever, you want to know more. You want to know who's on that boat. But really, that kind of doesn't matter, right? Like, you're just kind of being conspiratorial to be conspiratorial, which is a thing, man. I really hate that. Once again, just talking about things that bug Isaiah today. I am very quick fast to unfollow a person, just delink from them, not fuck with them if they get too conspiratorial. Don't get me wrong, if we're half-baked on the couch and we're just talking shit, like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, we can wrap it up. That's real talk. That's real life. That's what you do. But at the same time, even with that, as I get older, I'm like, can we be for real? Like, you got to give me lines of thought and coherence. Don't just say things. Don't just say crazy things. And don't just show me random YouTube videos and things like that. Don't give me, hey, video in the comments. And it's just nothing. It's just a person blabbing on their TikTok, talking about some dumb shit that's not real. It's some Wayfair fucking shit. And if you know, you know. On that conspiracy, that was bunk. Like, at the end of the day, I just don't fuck with that shit. It's like the weird kind of our generation version of like making myths out of nothing, you know? Like, it's weird and I don't like it. I don't like participating in the ritual. Once again, unless it like has some legs, unless it has some fucking body, you know what I mean? If you got a nation state being a bad actor and you can trace the fucking thing, that's not really a conspiracy anymore. You've proven it. You've connected all the dots. Just show me. Okay, that's real. It's way different when you're just doing conjecture or some fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, gonna move along from that. Obviously, condolences, R.I.P. It's very sad. Yeah. I was gonna talk about OnlyFans, but that seems cringe. Anyway, not that OnlyFans is cringe, just me talking about it and like trying to do levity bits. It's not gonna work here. I know my limits, or do I? Anyway, from People, it's our last story. Before we get into it, I'm gonna go ahead and take another break. You know, just clear my head. Why not? What an episode! It's had ups, it's had downs, it's had ups, and then now we're here. All right, true criming it out. But yeah, last break, and we'll go ahead and close it out. Ooh, okay. Body of therapist is found wrapped in tarp off highway after very violent attack. Person of interest sought. The body of a therapist was found wrapped in a tarp alongside a Louisiana highway, and police are searching for a potential suspect. On Sunday, September 29th, a passerby reported seeing a suspicious, they say trap here, but I'm pretty sure they meant tarp, rolled up the side of a highway. Inside was a man's body. The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says. Also, I want to make another aside. I love when I say these things and I say them so wrong, and then somehow, some way, I do get like a whiff of the news and someone says it, like someone's getting paid to do this shit, and I'm like, oh, that's that person's name. Oh, that's what that place is called. All right, or Oregon. All right, cool. So yeah, I just so you know, I do feel the egg on my face. It just sometimes comes like, it's a delayed effect. Also, you can just send me a comment and tell me how I'm mispronouncing names. I will take that. You know what I mean? It's understood and fair. You can definitely hit me up and let me know. Give me the what is it? The phonics? Whatever. I don't know what the word is there. Anyway, let's continue. The man's body was subsequently identified as William Nicholas Abraham, 69. Nice. The sheriff's office says, according to his website, Abraham was a life coach and licensed professional counselor and went by the moniker Dr. Nick. Solid name. Very nice. Very memorable. The sheriff's office says Abraham's death was a homicide caused by blunt force trauma. It was a very physical and very violent attack. Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff Gerald Sticker. See, there you go. I got that one right. I know Gerald Sticker. I know a sticker when I see him. According to WAFB, he was bludgeoned about in the head, shoulders, and neck. There was a lot of bruising. Now they do have a picture here, so you'll have to go on People Mag or like People, the website, but also People, the magazine, whatever, to see the person of interest. We'll say it is like a tall. He looks tall. Oh, he's in khaki shorts, but it's a tall black man. Looks like either a black like zip up kind of thing. So yeah, backpack, khaki shorts. It's either black or navy blue. Obviously that isn't really a very helpful, so I would say look at it. Go on the website, because obviously that with what I just said to you, that audio description, that wouldn't help you. So whatever. I'm just kind of trying to do at least somewhat due diligence ? But yeah, police released images taken from a store surveillance camera of an individual believed by authorities to have been the last person driving Abraham's vehicle. So that's very telling potentially. But yeah, they have anyone with information on the person seen in the photos is asked to call the sheriff's office's criminal investigations office at 985-902-2008. And then reading a little bit more about Abraham. According to his website, Abraham had a PhD and also listed himself as a motivational speaker, recording artist, author, teacher, and trailblazer. Abraham said on his website that he had an experience treating substance abuse, anxiety, and depression, and worked with the LGBTQ community. So, obviously very unfortunate for him to die like this. Very, very sad, very violent situation. If I do hear any updates on this, I will definitely try to, do an update and talk about it. But I think that's going to be the episode. I know I already feel it. I know I went long, not too bad, not so bad. If you'd like to hit me up, send some feedback, isaiahnews1@gmail.com. If you'd like to help support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. I switched it up this time. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, for you guys, hit me up, isaiahnews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials there. What else is there? We got another subscriber. Whoop, 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 on the YouTube. We love that. Like I said, that's a free way to help out. Boost. Also, usually that means that, someone stayed to the end, which I gotta say, I don't say this enough. Thank you just so much for listening. It doesn't matter if you don't do any of this blah, blah, blah that I'm saying in the shill mode here. I really just appreciate you listening. This is like my special in-scene credit sometimes that you hang out for, and you get to hear me gush about you, and I'm just so happy that you're one of the few, the proud, the newsy. I mean, maybe not a newsy per se, but in spirit, I thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot that you just want to hear what I have to say about what's going on in the world around us and what's going on in my life day to day. That's really cool. It really does warm my heart. It is the real reason I do this shit, besides the fact that I'm a vain narcissist that doesn't mind hearing my own voice every day. So yeah, that's it. That's all I really have. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.